And now, the continuing story of Another World.
Ah, that is a good lunch. My compliments to the chef.
There's more tuna fish salad. Why don't you finish it up?
No. Couldn't eat another bite.
How about some more iced tea?
Oh, that I'll drink too.
Okay. Listen, tell me more about Jerry and Blake breaking up.
I told you all I know about it.
Did Larry say why Jerry walked out on him?
No, he didn't know. I got a hunch that there's another guy involved, though.
Well, I could have told you that.
You don't seem at all surprised by this split-up.
I'm only surprised it took so long.
Oh, come on. We don't know that Blaine is to blame for the whole thing.
Yeah, well, didn't Larry tell you and Clarice that he'd about given up on her?
Yeah, but that was said in a moment of anger. Besides, those two have been through a lot more difficult situations than this.
Well, maybe Larry finally saw the light.
Well, I think he has other things in his mind right now.
Like what?
Well, like Delaney wanting to see Corey.
Is Clarice gonna still let him do that?
No, she finally accepted Larry's advice, and she turned Delaney down.
Larry must have felt pretty strongly about it.
Oh, yeah, indeed he did. So Clarice wrote a letter saying that she thought it was best for all concerned if Delaney didn't see the kid, even though Corey is his.
Good for Clarice. Corey thinks of Larry as his father anyway.
Let's just hope that Delaney doesn't cause any trouble.
You think he might?
I think anything is possible. Speaking of trouble, I gotta get back to the store.
Oh, what's the hurry? You said everything was so slow.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a little short-handed today. Bill is out sick, and he's my best salesman.
Oh, well, okay, honey, I'll see you tonight.
Okay, well, shall I get anything? Pick up anything on the way home?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
We've got enough of everything.
Hey, look who's here. Hello there.
Surprise,
How are you?
surprise.
I hope you don't mind.
Hi.
Amanda's outside with Nancy.
Don't be dumb. I'm so happy to see you.
Why don't you get here sooner? I'm on my way out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll
Well,
see you. Have a good day.
Ciao, bye.
Bye, honey.
Hey, Amanda, come here. Give me a kiss.
You look pretty serious.
I want to talk to you about Midge.
I'm sorry, honey. I know you want to be with Larry now. But he's tired, so he's resting. So you be real quiet, okay?
Okay.
Now, that's a good boy. And if you get some sleep, then he can play with you later.
He said he'll help me with my puzzle.
Huh. Well, why don't you work on it now, and then you can surprise him with him when he wakes up.
Okay.
Mitch, hi.
How are you?
Okay.
Just want to drop by and see how Larry's doing. He's all right?
Yeah, he's resting right now. Corey kind of wore him out.
Bet you're glad to have Larry home, aren't you? How are you?
Fine. He's really become a bit of a handful now that he's got Larry home to play with him all the time.
No fun when Larry has to take naps, is it?
No, but he needs some rest.
What do you say if I take him off your hands for a couple hours?
Oh, I can't ask you to do that.
You're not asking me. I'm volunteering.
That's real sweet of you, Mitch.
Listen, anyway, you look like you could use a little rest yourself.
Well, we are having family problems right now.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's the reason why it'd be good for Corey to get out for a while.
Well, what do you think? You think we're ready to take a ride to go see what's going on in town? Maybe we'll drop by Ada's later. You like that? Yeah. Okay.
You really have a thing for kids, Mitch.
Maybe I'm just trying to make up for what I missed as a kid myself.
Whatever it is, Corey sure loves it.
Let's go. Take care of him. Have him back later.
Oh, thanks again, Mitch. I really appreciate it. Bye.
See you later.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what happened between you and Jasper Dunning.
I don't understand it any more than you do, Mark.
You have no idea why he asked to work with a different editor?
No, I thought we were getting along just fine.
I know you asked for some revisions on his new novel.
That's right.
And did he go along with those okay?
Yes, he did, every one of them. He praised me for the work, all my ideas.
I don't understand it. His about-face is quite odd, to say the least. Of course, I know authors can be very temperamental at times. You don't know what they're going to be like from one day to the next.
Mac, I really don't think that temperament had anything to do with Jasper's decision.
You think there's another reason?
Yes, I do.
Oh, Mac, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were in conference.
It's quite all right. Come on in.
I spoke to Liz when I came back from lunch, and she said that you'd be free. So when she wasn't at her desk, I just came right in.
Yes, that's right. I was expecting you. Meanwhile, Philip and I were discussing the Jasper Dunning situation.
Oh, yes, I heard something about some problems with him. Have you any idea what they're about?
No, we don't. But I was just saying to Philip that writers can be rather temperamental at times.
Yes, I know, Mac. I have the same problems with some of my magazine problems.
Well, I'll be on my way now.
Something else?
Yeah, I just think maybe I do have a theory about Dunning's about face.
Oh?
We'll have to talk about it later.
Right.
I'll be seeing you, Cecile.
Well, sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Well, how did your meeting with Gwen go? Was she interested in having an article done about her?
No, I'm afraid not.
You mean she didn't go for the idea at all?
No, and I tried to talk her into it, but it didn't work.
Oh. What's her objection?
Well, she didn't say really, but it must have something to do with her personal situation.
What personal situation?
Well, you know, Matt, Willis is in Australia now, and...
Yeah, I know. I sent him to head the office there.
Well, I think that Gwen probably feels that she wouldn't come off as a very good example of a successful woman executive if the magazine prints that her husband's left her.
But Willis didn't leave Gwen.
No, but people are bound to draw that conclusion when they read that he's accepted a job on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I get your point.
I'd try to talk to her again if I thought it would do any good.
No, I think we might as well drop the idea.
Right.
But there is something else I want to cover with you.
What is it?
I talked to Kit and Joy earlier about the article in Bravo.
Kid isn't too annoyed with me, I hope.
No, she realizes that it was from a misunderstanding.
Then she gave you the explanation I did.
In essence, yes.
Well, I wish I could say this makes me feel better, but I still feel rotten about this whole thing.
So does Kit. Especially now. She's lost her job at the hospital.
Yes, I heard about that when I was at Gwen's. This is terrible, isn't it?
It couldn't have come at a worse time. And just when Kit was beginning to get her life back at normal.
I've been trying to rack my brains to find out some way that I might be able to help her.
Well, I offered to help. Kit and Joy seem to feel that no one can do anything.
Well, maybe if one of us contacts the hospital. You know, after all, the magazine caused a problem. Maybe we can undo the damage.
Except Kit doesn't seem to think that the magazine article caused her to be fired.
She said that?
Of course, she may just be trying to get us off the hook.
Oh. Poor Kit. I feel absolutely devastated about this.
Nancy, you take care of Amanda now. But don't teach her how to climb that tree, will you?
You gotta stay in the yard?
Yeah. Nancy knows better than to run off. Honey, you don't have to do that.
Oh, I don't mind.
Well, you said you wanted to talk. We better sit down before our little girls decide to come back in.
I'm just rinsing them off.
Okay. You want some iced tea?
No, thanks.
Has Mitch started bothering you again?
Let me tell you what happened last night first.
Well, he didn't show up on Mac's first night back home, did he?
No, but Jamie did. And Mac and Jamie got to talking about Donald Tanner. Mac wanted to know how the talk show went. He wants to see a cassette of it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I didn't know what to say. I had no idea you knew about the talk show. I didn't think he'd be interested in it.
Well, honey, if he sees that show, he'll know that the drug that Janice gave him caused him to be sterile.
I know, exactly.
Well, is there a cassette available?
I'm sure there is.
Boy, it's one thing after another, isn't it?
I've protected Mac from the truth for so long, I'm not going to let him find out that way.
How are you going to stop him?
I think I may have stopped him already.
You didn't tell Jamie what's going on, did
Oh,
you?
no, but by my reaction, they both knew something was wrong.
What was your reaction?
I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I felt like I was going to faint.
Well, that's not so good.
No, it wasn't, but I decided that maybe it could work for me.
How?
I threw a fit about Donald Tanner and Harry must die. I told them if they didn't let me forget the whole thing, forget that terrible time in my life, I would start screaming and run out of the house and never come back.
Well, that was quick thinking.
It wasn't just thinking, it's how I really feel.
Well, so Mac knows about us. Now we'll stay away from Donald Tanner.
Hopefully. Hopefully he'll be so worried about me that he'll forget all about that book and Donald Tanner.
Why is he worried about you?
I was pretty convincing.
Well, I can imagine.
So, anyway, it's over now. You'll see that I'm settling down. Now that it's getting close to when the baby's gonna arrive.
Honey, we both know that you're not going to settle down until Mitch leaves you alone.
I think he's gonna cooperate.
You think?
Well, you know, I've been pressing him to give me his word that he wouldn't tell Mac about the baby, and at the wedding reception, he agreed.
Yeah, I saw you talking to him.
So it's, you know, ended pretty well. I mean, he knows, but he's not going to hold it against me.
He's still in love with you, you know.
Well, maybe I can live with that.
That might not be as easy as it sounds.
Well, he's not going to ask for much.
Well, why should he ask for anything at all?
He thinks he's made a sacrifice, and maybe he's right.
Well, what does he want from you?
He just wants me to be courteous to him.
That's all?
Yeah, I told you, he doesn't want much.
Look, that guy is going to remind you of what happened every time he sees you.
So what am I supposed to do, tell him to leave Bay City because he reminds me?
That's not a bad idea.
Mom, he says he's not going to cause me any more trouble. That's all I care about.
Oh, okay. If you think you can handle it.
I can.
All right. Whoa. Hello.
Hi!
Okay. Thought you might want some company.
Are you so sure that Brad's gonna come by the pool today?
You know how I know? Because Amy called and said she had a date with him later this afternoon.
Amy? Now, how can I get anything accomplished with her around?
Just let me finish, will you?
Sorry.
The fact of the matter is that our Miss Amy won't be able to make it because she's working on a fashion layout this afternoon.
Well, then Brad won't be able to make it either.
Oh, yes, he will, because Amy asked me to convey her regrets to him.
Which you completely forgot to do.
So now you can go to work on it. I want you to find out everything you can about him and Kip. Be nice to him, too.
Oh, don't worry. I'll keep his mind off Kip.
Here he comes now. I'm going to split and leave you two alone. Hello, Brad.
Oh, how you doing, Craig? Hello, Cindy Lee.
Hi.
Cindy, I'll go to the guest house and see if I can find that suntan lotion that you were missing.
Okay.
Can I get you anything, Brad?
No, thanks. Oh, where's Amy? She in the house changing?
Well, I don't think she's around yet.
Oh, that's funny. She told me she was going to meet me here, too.
Well, would it be so bad spending a little time alone with me?
No, it wouldn't be so bad.
It's really nice seeing you again, Brad.
Oh, it's nice seeing you, too.
Tell me, what have you been doing with yourself?
Well?
Oh, how I hate this tacky old office. Oh, it depresses me so much I can hardly keep my mind on my work.
Well, your own office will be finished soon, won't it?
Yes, and it won't be soon enough for me.
Everyone's talking about how modern it's going to be.
Yes, I thought as long as I was redecorating, I might as well do it right. Now, where were we?
Mr. Pouliak's office. One moment, please. Philip Lyons, he'd like to see you.
Now? All right, tell him to come in.
Yes, she'll see him now.
I wonder what he wants. Let me see how many appointments you've lined up for me for tomorrow. Oh, good. I have an hour free at 3 o'clock. I want you to set up a meeting with me with Mr. Willett. It's about time I had a talk with that new advertising director. Doesn't seem to be doing his job as well as he should be. Thank you, that's all.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, Philip, you surprised me.
Do I? Why?
I thought that seeing me once a day was about all you could manage.
Well, don't worry about me, Cecile. I've got a strong stomach.
Just tell me what you want, all right?
Well, perhaps you'd be interested to know that I figured out what happened with Jasper Dunning.
Oh, you mean you know why he dumped you as his editor?
If you want to put it that way.
You know, I'm wondering why I should even care. You're not my friend. And I hardly know Jasper Dunning. I mean, we've been introduced once and we've said hello, but that's just about it.
Really? Is that your only connection with him?
Yes. Well, apart from the fact that Brava is publishing an excerpt from his new novel.
You mean the one I worked with him on?
Not to his satisfaction, apparently.
Now, you listen to me, Cecile, and listen carefully. The version that went to the printers is exactly the one I worked on.
Philip, you better face the fact that Jasper Dunning doesn't regard you as a very good editor.
I'm running late because of my lunch with Jasper. Honestly,
You had lunch with Jasper Dunning?
Yes, we're old friends from Philadelphia. Actually, that's what got him started. I just mentioned old times, and he wanted to know all the gossip about everyone we knew. Interesting that a man of his intellect would want to know who's divorcing who, but there you are. It came to some good, though. Remember you said you wanted a zebra rug for your office? Well, he knows an importer that has several of them, but you'll have to have them shipped from San Francisco. What was that?
What was what?
Philip's little, salute.
I have no idea.
Well, we might as well get to business. There's some of these things that I have to just have changed. I'm really not satisfied with the way the photographer handled everything. And some of the gowns aren't going right with this backdrop we have here. I want you to take a look at some of the changes.
Are you taking care of Corey this afternoon?
Yeah, a couple of hours.
Well, I think maybe I better be going.
Listen, Corey, why don't you go outside with Amanda and Nancy and show them the rules to that game that I was teaching you earlier? Okay?
Aren't you gonna play too?
Yeah, but I'll be out there later.
Can I bring some cookies out to the girls?
You betcha. Here you go, honey. Wait a minute. There. Good enough?
Just a few cookies, huh?
That's all right. You got enough?
For me?
Okay. Let's go. Attaboy. Have a good time. You look like a daycare center around here. How come you're taking care of Corey?
Well, I dropped by to see how Larry was doing, but he needed a rest, so I decided to take him off his hands for a while.
Is Clarice home with Larry today?
Yeah, they seem to be having some family problems.
I wonder what that could be about.
Must be about Blaine.
What's she done now?
You never know with Blaine.
Okay, don't tell me.
Jerry left her.
Wow. No wonder Clarice and Larry are upset. She's gonna wind up being in there with them. They're gonna be stuck with her.
Well, Charlie says that Larry's just about had it with her. I thought you were going to go out and play with the children.
Well, you see, I've made a set of rules. All I need now is a game to go along with it.
You didn't have one in mind?
No, not really. What kind of games do kids that age play?
Weren't you ever that age?
Yeah, it's just that I never played games. Got any suggestions?
Well, I remember some of the games that Jamie used to play.
What, is hide and seek? Is that still big?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, a couple of the waiters have kids. Maybe I'll ask them.
Good idea.
You and Mac will have to come by whenever it's convenient for you.
I don't think I'll be going out very much these days.
Are you all right?
Sure, I'm fine.
Well, I guess you kind of have to keep an eye on yourself now.
No, I don't have to be that careful.
Well, if you can't go out at night.
I can if I choose to.
Really?
Yes. Some women even hold down a whole job right until the baby comes.
Just shows you what I know.
Look, I think the troops are getting restless out there.
But if you have any trouble, how do you know?
What is this, 20 questions?
I just got through saying I don't know a whole lot about having babies.
Well, then go read a book.
Buy me a book next time you're shopping.
Hi there, Amanda. Surprised to see you today. Give me a big kiss. Good girl. Oh, Nancy and Corey. Having a good time, kids?
Hiya, Mac.
Hello, sweetheart. How are you?
Oh, glad to see you.
You got quite a crowd out there.
Well, does Russ know when you'll be able to go away? Oh, some honeymoon, huh? Oh. Well, I know you're not, but after all the plans you made, it's a shame you have to stay in Bay City. Guess that's what you get for marrying a heart specialist. Well, you know, it could be a lot of fun holing up in an apartment. How many people know you're still in Bay City? Good. The fewer the better. At least you'll have some privacy. Yeah, well, I'll be sure to remind myself not to say anything to Aunt Liz. Okay. I'll talk to you later.
I'm surprised that you agreed to see me.
Well, I know that Mac asked you to call on me, and if I had refused, it would have been unpleasant.
Because you would have had to explain your reasons to Mac.
Well, as a friend, I owe him certain courtesies.
And you'd go to great lengths to avoid any unpleasantness, wouldn't you?
Some people thrive on crisis and conflict. I don't.
Aren't you a fighter at all?
You know I'm not Cecile. It's something you've counted on.
Oh, you're beginning to sound like Philip.
Would that bother you?
Not in the least.
I suppose I should offer you something, but I don't imagine you'll be staying very long, will you?
If your answer to returning to Bravo is no, then I won't be here very long at all.
My answer is still no.
I really don't understand you, Pat.
Understanding me should be the least of your concerns.
But you could take your job back from me anytime you wanted.
I'm aware of that.
Of course, if you wait too long, it could be too late.
You have big plans for yourself?
Oh, I'm a quick study, Pat, but I'm also very realistic. And I know that for the next 2 months or so, the job is yours just for the asking.
Are you trying to find out if I might change my mind?
I wouldn't mind knowing that, too.
Cecile, I think I've been fairly decent with you.
Yes, you've been very pleasant.
But why should I give you any comfort by telling you I might change my mind?
Yes, if I were in your place, I don't think that I'd give you any comfort.
That's a nice piece of honesty.
I think it pays to be honest.
What if it didn't?
Then I'd change my opinion.
Yeah, I bet you would. From day to day, or moment to moment.
I might as well be getting back to the office. Thank you very much for seeing me.
Cecile?
Yes?
I'm not going to change my mind.
Why not?
If I knew, I'd tell you. Would you? The truth is, I don't know the answer to that myself. Well, Philip, what a nice surprise.
Hello, Pat.
Well, are you just coming home from the complex?
Yes, I was. As a matter of fact, I was just 3 blocks from my apartment when I suddenly decided instead to come and see how you were doing.
I'm so glad you did. I was just going to have a glass of wine. Would you join me?
Sure, if you're having one.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
What's the matter?
Well, now that I think of it, we may not have any wine.
Well, that's all right. I don't mind.
Well, let me go and check anyway.
All
I
right.
have some white wine in the refrigerator from dinner last night, but I don't keep a lot around the house unless I'm planning to entertain. Well, you're in luck, Philip. I have a lovely bottle. The only thing is, it's been opened.
That's okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's still okay.
Yes, it is.
So, what's up? What's new? What's happening at the complex?
Well, that's what I came to talk to you about, Pat.
Oh, dear, it's not about Brava, though.
Only in a very incidental way.
Good, because all I want to hear about is your job.
Believe me, it's about my job. I'm afraid I might be losing it.
Philip, what's happened?
Well, Cecile's been gunning for me. She somehow managed to even undermine me with Mac.
She did?
Yeah, she's taken the most important writer that I've handled. And he's asked for another editor, as if I'm incompetent.
Oh, how did she do that?
I haven't quite been able to figure out how, but somehow Amy Holloway is involved.
Oh, she works for Cecile now, doesn't she?
Yeah, she also happens to be a very close friend of this very same writer who complained about me. I think somehow she put him up to it.
At Cecile's instigation?
Yes. You're aware, of course, that a lot of other heads rolled at the magazine.
If you're talking about the Brava staff, yes. Aunt Liz told me all about the rapid turnover.
Martine Brent's been fired. There's a new advertising editor who I'm sure isn't going to last very long.
Well, my secretary is no longer at the complex.
Ruth?
Yeah.
No, she isn't. She's been canned a couple of weeks ago.
But are you really afraid that your job is in jeopardy?
I know it is. And, Pat, you can help me protect it.
How?
By coming back and taking on your job as editor-in-chief.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. Now, I mean, if you come back, Cecile won't be in a position to threaten my job anymore.
Philip, I would really like to help you.
Pat, it'd be great to have you back, too. I miss seeing you at the complex.
Well, that's very nice of you to say that.
Well, it's true. And it really shouldn't come as any surprise to you.
Well, there's one enormous problem, you know. Philip.
What's that?
Brava is doing so well that I really think Mac would be reluctant to remove Cecile as editor-in-chief.
Pat, come on. You can't really believe that.
Well, I most certainly do. Well, just this morning I was reading in the Sentinel. Did you see it? The latest issue of Brava sold out the first week in the newsstand.
That's because the feature stories on Kit and Joey. Now, all of us felt that it was very exploitive and very high-handed of Cecile to publish it.
Yeah, well, I had that out with her when I was there, but she seems to know how to sell magazines.
Pat, Mac wants you back. I know he does.
Well, that may be, but really, I'm enjoying my life as it is.
Come on. You're not bored?
No. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to doing a lot of interesting things. You know, in a week or so, I'm going to Chicago. My sister and I are just going to be...
Pat, we need you back at the complex.
Philip, I think you can take care of yourself. I'm sure you'll find a way to handle Cecile.
I wasn't referring to my job. In fact, as we were just saying, I've come to realize that
What?
I miss seeing you at the complex. It's just not the same anymore without you there.
I don't know what to say.
Well, don't say anything. Just accept it as the way I feel.
Pardon me.
Now, watch out. There's a glass of wine right here on the floor.
Someone must have left it there last night for some reason. Hello? Yeah, Annette. What do you want? No, honey.
And now, the next part of Another World.
Well, I'm certainly glad Craig went in to get this lotion. He might have gotten him burned.
Well, there's more oil out here.
Oh, it's not as good as this stuff, though.
That should just about do me. Thank you.
Oh, don't move. I haven't done your shoulders yet.
Okay.
Come on. So, how do you like Bay City so far?
So far, I like it very much.
Must be nice seeing Kit after all this time.
Well, actually, I didn't really know Kit that well.
Well, were you both living in Philadelphia?
Yeah, but I saw a whole lot more of Amy.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. You went with Amy before she got married.
Yeah, we were pretty serious.
You taking up where you left off?
Well, I'm sure that there are a lot of people that think so.
Oh, not me, though.
Oh, no?
No, I think Kit's more your type.
Yeah, well, Kit's married.
So's Amy.
Yeah, but she's getting a divorce, and that is a big difference.
Well, I know lots of men that move in on those happily married women. I think they'd like the challenge.
Hey, I love challenges. But not that kind.
So you and Kit are just friends, then?
Yeah, and I hope that we'll remain friends regardless of what happens between me and Amy.
Getting some afternoon sun?
Well, hello, Miranda.
Hello, Brad. Cindy Lee. Hi. Where's Craig?
Well, he's been popping in and out of the guest house ever since I got here this afternoon.
Well, that's not very nice, is it, Cindy Lee?
What do you mean by that?
Well, if Craig invites you to come out and spend some time by the pool and he doesn't spend any time with you, I'd be tempted to say something.
Oh, that's all right. I had Brad for company.
Sure, Craig's very aware of that.
Oh, Miranda, did you see Kit when you went into town today?
Oh, yes, and something so unfortunate has happened.
What?
Hello, Miranda.
Hello, Craig. Now, where in the world are you off to?
I'm headed into town.
No, you mean you neglected Cindy Lee all afternoon and now you're leaving.
I'm sorry, Cindy Lee. It really can't be helped.
Has something happened?
Well, the photo lab is about to destroy 3 rolls of film I shot, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to develop them myself.
Miranda, you were saying something about Kit. What happened?
Oh, she's just terribly upset because she's been dismissed from the hospital.
Thought they'd just reinstated her.
They did, and they fired her again.
Why?
Apparently, she gave the wrong pills to the wrong patients.
Oh, no, that doesn't sound like Kit. From what I've heard, she's a first-class nurse.
Oh, Brad, after everything she's been through, we can hardly expect her to react efficiently at all.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
So, the two of you are going back into town?
Well, I hate to ruin Cindy Lee's afternoon by the pool.
You should have thought of that before you made the arrangements.
Hey, I just got an idea. Brad, you'll be going into town in a short while, won't you?
Yeah.
Would you mind driving Cindy Lee back?
Oh, I think it's a perfect solution.
I'd love to.
Good.
Thanks,
I'm
Brad.
glad that's settled. Miranda, I'll see you later.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy Lee, I'll call you tomorrow. Okay? Thanks again, Brad.
My pleasure.
Bye, Craig.
Well, when do you suppose Amy's gonna pop in?
Didn't she tell you
Tell me what?
that she's not coming out here this afternoon?
Sure she is. We have a date.
You mean she didn't call and let you know?
No. Well, how did you find out?
Oh, I ran into her accidentally at lunch. And she told me that she's going to work on a layout all afternoon.
So what do you want to talk to me about? I've got a feeling you're going to lay something heavy on me.
I have something serious to say to you, if that's what you mean.
Sure, say it.
Rachel told me what you said to her at Tracy and Russ's wedding reception.
What about it?
You made it sound like you were going to see each other again.
Not exactly.
Then you're not going to see each other again.
What difference does it make? Why all the concern about whether I see her or not?
Take one look at what you do to her when you two run into each other.
She's handling the situation.
How long do you think that'll last, as long as you hang around?
I don't plan on being around all the time.
Yeah, well, you have a way of turning up when she least expects you.
What, like today?
Like today.
I told her I wasn't going to say anything to Mac about what I knew.
I know you did.
What is this? Don't you think I deserve some sort of consideration?
What'd you have in mind?
Well, I think I've got a right to know about Rachel, how she's doing, and the baby, my baby.
Well, you showed your concern today, and it made her very uneasy.
I'm sorry.
Well, if you're sorry, how about showing some consideration to the mother of the baby?
What's your idea of consideration? You want me to disappear?
I don't think you'll leave Bay City, no. I just want you to leave Rachel alone.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, hi. Maurice, honey, come on in. Hey, did you come to pick up Corey?
Yeah, and I want to talk to you if that's all right. Hi, Mitch.
How are you? Did you see my son?
Yeah, he's having a great time. I hope he wasn't too much trouble for you.
No, not at all. Great kid. If I ever have one, have a boy, I hope he's like him.
Or if you have a girl, it might be like Amanda or Nancy.
Not a bad idea.
I thought you wanted to talk to me.
Yeah, when Mitch leaves.
Mitch is just leaving. Goodbye, Mitch.
See you later.
Yeah, thanks again, Mitch. I really appreciate it.
No problem. My pleasure.
Don't you think he's the strangest guy?
Strange isn't really the word for it.
I mean, he's got this tough exterior, but he's really good with kids.
Yeah, I noticed.
You know, he ought to get married and raise a family. Don't you think he'd make a marvelous father?
Look, I have had just about enough of Mitch Blake for one day. I would not like to talk about him anymore, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Now, what's all this about Blaine and Jerry?
Well, you know, that's what I want to talk to you about. Larry is so upset with Blaine. They had this big fight yesterday.
Brad, where is Cindy Lee?
She's in the guest house changing out of her bathing suit.
Oh, I hope she'll be ready to leave in a minute.
Are you anxious to get rid of us?
Just Cindy Lee.
Did I hear my name mentioned?
Oh, yes, darling. I was just telling Brad that there's a taxi waiting to take you back to town.
A taxi?
Uh-huh.
Well, I thought you were going to take me into town.
Yes, I know, sweetie, those were the plans, but I am desperate to talk to Brad for a few minutes, so the cab will take you back.
Well, you two could go in the house. I wouldn't mind.
No, you don't understand. The cab is here right now waiting for you.
Oh, it is? Well, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I hope you can come to the supper club tonight.
Well, I'll see. I might be able to make it, yeah.
Try, will you?
It was nice seeing you again, Cynthia.
Bye.
What was that all about?
Just what I said. I have to talk to you. When was it then?
All right.
Do you mean to tell me that you haven't noticed that Craig staged this whole afternoon?
Well, I did notice that he stayed in the guest house most of the afternoon.
Exactly, because he wanted you to be alone with Cindy Lee.
He did?
Yes, and he certainly went to great lengths to accomplish it. All right, remember when I said I ran into Amy earlier on? She made it clear to me that she had told Craig to give you the message that she wasn't going to meet you this afternoon.
He never mentioned a word about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but why, Miranda? What do you think he's up to?
It's obvious, isn't it?
No, not to me.
Brad, Craig has a notion. He got a notion somewhere that you are really interested in going after Kid.
Where do you get that idea?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter, but take my word for it. He does have that feeling.
Oh, and so he's setting up Cindy Lee as some sort of decoy to keep me away from Kid.
Now you're beginning to understand.
No, and I don't think I understand completely.
Well, let me tell you one more thing that you really must keep in mind.
What?
That no matter what Craig says or what he does, he is after Kit. Don't forget that for 1 second.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Another World.
Thank you, honey.
So when did you decide to leave the office early? You hadn't decided that this morning. Was it just spur of the moment?
Mm-hmm. Things were very slow, so I decided I'd spend some time with you and Amanda.
I'm glad. How did you know I was at Mom's?
Well, I called here to tell you I was going to take part of the afternoon off, and Vivian said you were over there.
Oh, of course.
That was quite a crowd of kids she had at her house, wasn't it?
She said it was starting to look like a daycare center.
Did you know Mitch was going to be there when you went over there?
No, of course not. He came over with Corey. He was taking care of Corey for Clarice and Larry. Did I tell you that Blaine and her husband are splitting up?
Strange, isn't it?
What is?
How Mitch is still a part of our lives.
No, he isn't. Not really.
Miranda said he was over here while I was away. She saw him when she came over.
Oh, well, he brought Corey over that time, too.
I see.
When did you see Miranda?
I ran into her at Kit and Joy's.
Strange she'd bring that up.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.